There's a long story behind how this whole project came about. I was working on the D.V.D Library Board at the time, and we had a rep from HRDC come by and explain to us that there were funds available to run programs. What kind of things would the library like to do? Mm-hmm. So as a board, we came up with the idea that we would really like to record the local history in whatever fashion we could. Right now, the library had all kinds of history books, but we didn't have anything local. And the fact that kids these days, they don't read history books. It's not something they check out of the library for fun. But they might watch a movie, because that is the
purpose and the accomplishment of what you did on this project.
Mm-hmm. So we only have a 1-year term. That's the maximum that we can run on a program of this style. And in order to make a full-blown movie and interview 200 seniors in 1 year, it can't be done by boards. So Hill Computing just took on that task and donated money back to the library and gave them the results. So that's how that came about. Well, I chose to go with the Mac environment simply because in the graphic design world, that is the tool of choice. With purchasing a Mac lab, we had all the software and hardware that we needed to run the program. Later on in the program, we did find that iMovies, which is the production software for making movies, wasn't quite enough to give us the professional touch that we were looking for. iMovies is great for home movies and creating movies that are strictly based on still photography with narration. But if you're looking for an action docudrama, you might call it, we had to go the step up and purchase Final Cut Express, which is another Mac product, just more the professional version. That was definitely a work in progress from the start. Two of the team members, Alice and Vicky, each wrote songs related to the movie that we're doing. From those songs, we sent it out to a professional, and they rewrote the song to fit what we needed. We had Bert Goulet, a wonderful sound man, audio technician. He's been a godsend to this project. And through all of the people that have been helping out, they made the sounds, they played their instruments, they've been working at his sound lab endless hours, just pulling together and creating this wonderful soundtrack. We have Keith Hall was helping with the songwriting. We had his vocal students singing all the songs, and the result of that is just incredible.
Hey, Vicky, check it out.
Look upon the mountains on the mountains and the peaks. Can you see the awesome wonders and hear the calling of the king? Listen to the heartache, the laughter and the tears. They are the elders of the peace, and they're helping us to see through the wisdom of their eyes the road they travel down. We are well, children, grow up, marry, and move away.
I had a lot of consultants helping out. I am not a movie producer. This is my first go-around at trying out a project of this style. So I needed help. So I pulled in Bert Goulet. Mostly I pulled him in for audio, but he has proven that he is versatile in movie making just in general. We had Peace Photographics with Trent Ernst helping out with storylines and how to develop a story. We had Hank Bridgman coming in helping us out with the tips and tricks on how to do a good interview and how to set up the cameras to get the best point of view.
Start off by getting my name on camera.
Right.
Spelling it. How many times do I have to tell you that? All right.
So, Mr.
Mr.
First,
It'll just happen on its own. You can't force it. Well, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Mr. Bridgman, and right?
Mr. Bridgman, for your time and
You can turn it off now.
We had Heather Howie coming in helping us with, well, how do you transcribe? Because there's a lot more to it than you think. The initial concept of this project was to record history. The final movie is kind of an extra perk out of it. The key thing that we got out of it was 155 interviews, which we took off of our Handycams. We're using very basic equipment here. We took off the Handycam, put it into our Mac. We added some titling and credits, did a little bit of editing, and what we did was we burned on DVD each interview. So we have this catalog of DVDs with each interview on them, with the transcribing documents to match each interview. So each interview not only is on DVD, but is transcribed, so you can actually go to the library and read it. We've set up one Mac machine, which will be donated to the Puskupi Library. All the transcripts will be in what's called a PDF format. You'll be able to search through this document for names, places, events, and look through all the transcripts that relate to that search word. I would say the interview process and the transcribing was one of the more challenging parts. For the first while, it was tough to get the seniors on board to actually sit in front of a camera. They were saying, no, I don't want my picture out there. But we had one team member that pulled out the phone book and went through her old haunts in Chetwynd, and she started getting on the phone, and it kind of steamrolled from there.
yeah, of course.
Do you want to sit here?
But so I just wanted to know where you wanted to start.
Here?
We want
Everything.
whatever you want to give us.
I mean, we can be here for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, but I mean, that means a lot of editing.
5 boys and 3 girls.
I'm single. Do you have any single sons?
Yes.
Okay, tell.
And oh, I'm drawing a blank. So
Tell me about the men's arms. Nice big arms on the men?
Oh, I don't know, he can do it. I think a lot of this is the spunk.
Spunk. The kids got your spunk?
No, what you're getting into.
No, it's a good thing. I've tried to tell her for years that she should write down her story, but she doesn't think that it's makes any difference to posterity.
This project has taught me that with the right set of people and the right team, you can accomplish anything. You put your mind to something, if you want it bad enough, you can do it.
Ace photojournalist
Tomorrow we're supposed to have more ideas.
and executive assistant Lorraine Clancy from Newfoundland. The Newfoundland girl made her into the big time here.
Tanks, Spot tanks.
Thanks. She's from I think she's from St. Anthony.
Don't listen, don't. Okay, okay, so we have enough shots written down?
Her first power trip, our new director. Could be unbearable down the road, but we're going to see how this plays out.
We know how to control her. All we have to do is turn the camera on her, and
Yes, she does seem to be touch camera shy. That'll be our tool, putting her in her place. She's going to try and overcome that.
As she gets used to it, we'll.
Can you read that?
I'm going to zoom in on that. Does it say F-U... What's it say?
You're fired.
You're fired. Oh, I thought it said something a little more drastic.
One thing about this project that I am very proud of is the success of the job creation portion. We started out with 10 participants. Throughout the year, we have placed successfully in jobs 7 of those people, which we just keep replacing. They have found very rewarding work out of it in new careers. And they keep finding very...
Oh my Lord. Shoot up!
As one of your employees, we want to thank you so much. We feel we couldn't have done it without your initiative. And it's good to be here and be able to interview you and hear all the things that you have contributed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Randy coming home here! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How'd it go?
Good, we'll do it again.